Out of Left Field is presented by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. Welcome, sports fans and fans of great local stories. I'm Ken Kara, and I thank you for watching. This Season 8 finale of Out of Left Field has a lot of ingredients. Racing, ice cream, shot put, roller derby, octopus meatball chips. Trust me, it all comes together. There is one thing that all of our stories today have in common, and that's female athletes who aren't afraid to take on a challenge. First up, let's meet Paige Hunsinger, who's continuing a family legacy while writing her own unique story. I love coffee, but not coffee-flavored foods, so I was a little nervous to try Penn State Berkey Creamery's WPSU Coffee Break ice cream, but it ended up being delicious. I also don't love mixing ice cream flavors, but one day I got crazy and mixed the coffee break with PSU's Peachy Paterno, and let me tell you, I can cry while trying to describe just how great that combo is. Why am I telling you this? Well, we're going to Sleepy Hollow Ice Cream in Drums to talk to one of their employees. And maybe this will all make sense at the end of this story. This is Paige Hunsinger, a junior at the Hazleton Area High School. Her cousin Tracy Smith owns Sleepy Hollow Ice Cream. What is it like working here? Every time I'm here, it is always super busy, and everyone here is so pleasant.
It can get chaotic.
Yeah.
A lot of running back and forth, trying to please people with ice cream.
How do you stay pleasant as that is happening? You seem like a pretty happy person.
Yeah, I don't really like to put on a mean face sometimes, just because I don't know what other people are going through. And if they're having a bad day, I'm like, well, why not cheer it up?
Okay, stay with me for part of Paige's family tree. We start with her cousin and Sleepy Hollow ice cream owner, Tracy Smith. Smith's mom is Marilyn Sterling. Paige called her Aunt Pinky. Aunt Pinky was the first female race car driver in the Hunsinger family and one of the first female drivers at Evergreen Raceway in Drums. When Paige hopped into a go-kart to race, her Aunt Pinky's husband, Theodore Sterling, aka Uncle Teddy, was her crew chief.
He always told me just to go out there and have fun, and no matter what place I took, he would be proud of me either way. And I was a little kid, so that meant the world to me.
I asked Paige if she was good at driving go-karts. She laughed and told me she only raced against a few people. Uncle Teddy saw talent.
My Uncle Teddy always told me not to stop because I was good at it, but when he was diagnosed with cancer, I did stop. And it was a hard time to get myself up and moving again for racing, and I was like, he would be very mad at me if I stopped now and I continued to stop, and I was like, so I'm gonna pick it back up. And since my dad, he stopped, I took over. I was like, it's my turn.
Uncle Teddy passed away, but his memory lives on with Paige. His words to have fun on the track had to be echoing in her mind as she flew around Evergreen Raceway in the Rotten and Forgotten series in June of 2023, becoming the fourth generation of her family to race there. Her family tree might as well be one of the evergreens surrounding Evergreen Raceway. Her family has been racing here since the 1950s, starting with her great-grandfather Morris Elwood Hunsinger Jr., then her grandfather Morris Hunsinger III, and then her dad Morris Moe Hunsinger IV. And I already told you about Aunt Pinky. Evergreen Raceway means a lot to Paige, and before even getting behind the wheel, she found a way to make her own mark at the track in 2022.
I grew up around the track and everybody that owned it. So I kind of went up to them first and I was like, can I be Miss Evergreen? I really want to. And I liked dressing up. So that was the one big perk that I had. I was able to dress up and look nice at a racetrack.
As Miss Evergreen, Paige hands out trophies, sells 50/50s, and helps promote the track. This summer she's racing every other Sunday. And on her Sundays off, she'll trade in her helmet and racing gear for a tiara and sash to keep helping the track that she loves. And that loves her right back. And what challenges are you working on right now with driving?
Mentally preparing myself, making sure that I believe in myself more than other people believe in me.
Paige is working on being in a good space mentally and physically in her car so she can have success while keeping herself and others safe. Competitive cheerleading with the Diamond Divas All-Stars helped Paige build up her physical strength for the racing season. What are you most proud of with cheerleading? Was there a moment when you're like, I nailed it, that was awesome? We nailed it, that was awesome.
When we hit 0.
What does that mean?
Hit 0 is when you hit your routine perfectly, nothing falls, you hit all of your stunts, all your tumbling, and you don't drop your face at all.
Does drop your face mean like you're still like
you're just plain face. Right?
How tough is that when you're like out of breath? And can you describe that?
It's a whirlwind, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When I lose breath, because I don't breathe when I stunt, I just hold my breath. And
do you really?
Yeah.
So flipping around in that, your breath is you're holding that in until you're done.
Holding it in until I'm done.
Do they tell you to do that, or is that just me?
No, I just do that. That's like a self-conscious thing. But sometimes I feel like I'm gonna black out, and I'm like, oh my god. It's like, please keep her up.
What was the most difficult part of the routine this year? Was it the pyramids, or was there another part of the routine that was really tough?
The pyramids and keeping yourself you really got to keep your breath going. You cannot hold your breath.
And you hold your breath?
Yeah,
but not
consequences. Consequences come.
This was Paige's last year of cheerleading, but she hopes to help coach in the future. As for racing, she thinks that sport will be a part of her life forever. End of the summer's coming, racing's almost over. Where do you hope you are? Where do you see yourself at the end of the summer, at the end of this racing season?
I hope that, at least I had fun what I'm doing.
Yeah?
I want to look back and have great memories, and I don't want to I don't want to end this season thinking, oh, I should have done this, oh, I should have done that. Because you don't really want that mindset.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. 2023 has seen Paige holding up pyramids, scooping ice cream, continuing a family legacy, and making history. She's the first ever Miss Evergreen to also drive at the track. How proud are you of something like that? Saying I'm the first to do this, I'm continuing this. You have to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I do. Because I want to show other kids, you could also be Miss Evergreen and race. You can also do this and other things.
Didn't I start this story off by talking about ice cream? Yes, and here's my point that I think Paige's story illustrates beautifully. Whether it's ordering ice cream or living your life, don't be afraid to try new things, and always mix things up whenever you can.
I just chewed the ice cream and got a brain freeze. Okay. God, the peachy paterno. When the peachy paterno kicks in, it's a good mix. You don't seem like I could be wrong. You seem like you're willing to jump into things and just give it a try. You're not intimidated by it. Would you say that's kind of your personality?
Yeah. I dive first into situations and then think after.
When is that good and when is that bad? Is it bad, or is there?
There's some bad moments, but most of all, it's always a good thing.
Coming up next, it's a beautiful day for a shot put practice. We'll learn all about Ashley Bueso's magical senior season at the Hazleton Area High School after this break. Out of Left Field is presented by the Lehigh Valley Health Network.